Now to some new developments on the future of some Catholic churches here in Western New York. We have learned that a plan to stop the closures of several of these churches is getting attention now from the Vatican. Tonight, we now know that nearly a dozen parishes that were recommended to close or even merge by the Diocese of Buffalo will remain open for the time being.
The Vatican is now in the process of reviewing appeals from these churches. 2 on Your Side's Andy Payton has the details.
It felt like it was pretty far away, pretty far off, those very powerful, holy people.
Tonight, a higher power stepping in.
We need your help to get the ship on the right course again.
With the Vatican saying in letters to nearly a dozen churches across Western New York that they have accepted their appeals and can remain open for now.
For now, that's right.
That's Mary Peruski with Save Our Buffalo Churches.
The work isn't done, and it's known to be a long road, and that's part of our Lenten journey, if you want to call that.
She spent the better part of the last year working to keep churches across Buffalo open, following news that the diocese would be closing or merging nearly 80 churches as a part of its Road to Renewal program in an effort to improve declining attendance, staffing within the church, and help pay a looming $100 million settlement that the church owes to hundreds of sexual abuse victims.
This is huge in terms of knowing that our story is valid. And we're not just asking for help and being turned away as the diocese turned every single parish away.
But the diocese not as moved by this news.
Really, there's not a lot of reaction on our part.
Saying they were not surprised by the Vatican's response, that this is all part of procedure and that they're still confident the Vatican will side favorably with the diocese's recommendations.
If there was something that was violated, I'd be happy to know what that is so that we could correct it. But I'm very confident in the process that we went through.
In outcome, Mary says she's preparing for, but prays a higher power could change.
We're just going to wait and see. We just have to keep hoping that when we get to the next step, if we have to go to the next step, we'll find success there.
Now, I'm told it could be anywhere between 9 to 16 months before we hear any sort of decision from the Vatican. But even if they side with the diocese, Scott and Mary Alice, these churches can just go to a higher court, which is essentially their Supreme Court. Right. And then it would just essentially, we'd see this entire appeal process again.
So if these do stay open, this list, might others close as a result?
Yeah, so the diocese not saying directly to us today that other churches wouldn't close, but when we did press them on that today, they said it wouldn't be a one-for-one situation where one of these closed churches is closing just because one of them is staying open. They said any church closure in the future would be for viability reasons, not because of the potential decision. Scott and Mary Alice.
Still fluid. Yeah.
Andy, thank you.
Yeah.